This is Myra from my little miracle litter. This puppy was the tube fed puppy.
Oh, cool.
Well, I made her live.
Just happy, really quick exploration. And as soon as I start talking, she starts coming over here. Hi. Hello. You're very sweet. Hi. She's getting chin scratches. You wanna go check stuff out again? This is knowable stuff.
She's looking at the one over there in the corner.
Yeah. She heard a noise. That's why she's looking over there. What's going on? What's going on? What do you think? You want picked up?
And she just woke up too. I got her.
So she's still a little groggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell.
She pottied, but then she was like.
She's a little overwhelmed, but she's got a great attitude about it. She's perky, she's curious, she's happy. She's just also kind of like, whoa, which is, I mean, it's pretty normal. That's kind of the point, is to introduce a little bit of overwhelm. I like that now that she's with me, like a lot of your puppies, she's just, this is her safe base. She's gonna sit here and check it out and observe, decide how she feels about it. So what I'm seeing so far with her, and she's shaking just a little bit, but again, I think it's more overwhelmed than anything. So I don't notice any hesitancy or fear at all, or avoidance of the environment, but that she is a little overwhelmed. So I'm guessing that she's going to have kind of the same response, at least until she gets a lot more mature and has that wider catalog of the world, to where if there's a lot going on in the environment, she might kind of shut down a little bit while the wheels turn. And I'm just gonna give her another few seconds, and then I'm gonna try to engage her more in the environment when I feel her kind of relax a little bit. And now she's laying down now. So I can literally feel her relaxing while I'm talking. But I like that her safe place to process is my lap. That's always helpful, because that's a puppy that's going to come back to you when they're unsure, rather than make their own decisions or just react. And again, this is a lot. It's a lot for a new puppy. There's lots of smells. Her little nose is going. Yeah, she's breathing. She's just breathing in really deeply. She's smelling everything right now. She's getting a little more fidgety, so I think she's about ready to go check things out. And this is a really healthy response. When you have this puppy and you're raising this puppy, what you want to do is just make sure that when you know you're entering a really busy, really chaotic environment, you give her some time where she's safe. So like, I think this is a puppy who can handle, yes, she's ready, who can handle a lot, because she was so curious and explorative right away. And again, like, her tail is wagging, she's eager. She did decide to move out on her own. She didn't get stuck, but I would just be a little protective of her until she has a chance to take it all in. And that's gonna, as time goes on and she gets more and more mature, there's the shake off really pretty quick after she had that processing time. That time that she's gonna need is gonna get shorter and shorter as she gains experience with the world. She's pretty, what, do you like that? She talks a lot with her paw, which is cute. She's smart enough to know that that's the door. What'd you find? What do you find? What do you see out here? She's looking back at me a lot. What do you think about this? She likes it when I talk. When I get quiet, she gets a little more uncertain. So she likes verbal feedback. She likes hearing. She likes reassuring. So this is a puppy that I would use a lot of labeling with. Labeling is when you just tell her what things are. And talk to her like you would talk to a toddler to help her understand the world. So like, for example, if there's an Amazon truck, you might label Amazon, UPS, FedEx. They're all package trucks. That's what I call them. So if she gets nervous about one of those or sees one, you would just say, oh, look, there's a package truck. That's just a package truck. Just like you would if you were talking to a little kid who's just learning to talk. I think she would respond really well to that because there's a big difference in the amount of confidence she shows in the environment when I'm talking, even if I'm not talking directly to her, versus if she's just exploring and I'm staying silent. And so even when I say just silly things that don't matter in a happy tone of voice, she's responding to that. She's also made a lot of eye contact as she went out and explored things. She would explore and then she would glance back at me to see what I thought about it. So she's social referencing a lot, which means she's looking to me for information about the environment and for reassurance to know if it's okay, to know if it's not okay, to know what she should do. In real life, what that translates into is a puppy that is very receptive to feedback and training, and not necessarily in the mechanical sense of training, but they want to know what you want them to do. They want to know what the right answer is, and they're asking you that rather than independently deciding that for themselves. And some puppies think more on their own, and some puppies are more like, what should I do with this? She's the, what should I do with this type. Okay, let's go explore. So I'm gonna kind of walk around with her a little bit to see what that does with her confidence with all of this, just because I know that's how she's responding to it. It's interesting too that her first response is to really smell where I was sitting. So she is a pretty nosy puppy. She's pretty smell oriented. She's already found all the smelly stuff in my box over there. What do you think? She's really eager to follow me. She's engaging with my foot, which is the only part of me that's accessible to her at the moment. Puppy. What do you think? Look at this thing. Look at this. She says, no, just pick me up. She is playful. I think when she's really warmed up to a house or an environment, she'll be even more so. She really likes chasing the balls more than the drag toys, but I'm going to try the drag toys again in a second. Look at this. What do you think about this? And then I want to go sit down again in a second too and see if she brings the toy back to me. But right now I just want to let her explore a little bit. And I'm just trying to encourage her to explore. What have you got? That's as big as you are. Where are you taking that? And she just keeps looking at me. It's like, do you see what I'm doing? Do you see what I have? So this is a pretty handler-oriented puppy. Oh, what's that one? You want to see it? Oh, are you gonna kill it? And you know, I don't think she really cares which toy we're interacting with. She likes interacting with me. So again, it's that human focus, handler focus. It's going to make her very trainable. She's a little hesitant to crawl up on things here, but I'm thinking the more she warms up, the more eager she'll be to do that. Yeah, she's just cautious. She's not I'm not seeing any signs of fear, just a little bit of caution, which is kind of good because that means she's going to have a little bit more common sense in life and be less like just gung-ho, run off the edge of the cliff sort of puppy. Yeah, she just really likes the interaction.
What have you got there? I'm gonna go back over here so I can sit down. What do you think? Hi. Look at this. Oh, good job. Good job. Oh, what do you have? Good girl. Good job. What have you got?
So her bringing it back to me, it's less of a retrieve to get me to throw it again and more of a proud showing me the thing. Which doesn't mean that she won't learn to play fetch, but it's less, the return part is a little less instinctive for her. It's more having a prize. Which means that if I try to take that away from her right now, she's not gonna like that very much unless I immediately give it back to her and show her that we can play with it. With a puppy like that, you will want to do a lot of trading because good girl, and then really praise her when she does bring you literally anything, because you want her to bring you stuff she gets rather than take it off and hoard it, or chew it up or whatever, you know, a puppy will naturally do with things. She likes this more. She's been more eager to climb up this probably because it has the more textured footing. So she's environmentally aware, she's not hesitant, but she's really deciding if she's gonna take the risk of climbing up on the thing that's questionable. So if she's gonna be doing things that have a lot of exploration involved, which would be even things like hiking, if you're gonna be hiking in environments that are more off-trail kind of things, or rougher trails, then I would just encourage her when she's young to climb on stuff. The floor here is also slick, so she's not getting great grip with her back feet, which may be discouraging her from going up on top of things too. But that's easily, just encourage her to climb on stuff in the yard, as you're out and about, wherever. That's really easy to work with. And it's not a bad thing, it's just something to know depending on what you want to do with her. But even with this, you see she's looking at me, she wants me to see she has that, but she's not bringing it to me and giving it to me like some puppies will. So again, trade with her a lot, praise her when she brings stuff to you, make bringing stuff to you fun and a good thing, and try to avoid chasing her down and prying things out of her mouth, because I think that would disrupt trust with this puppy and make her more likely to take things and hide from you with them than bring things that bring her prizes to you and show them to you. As long as she's showing you that she's got something, even if she's, gets a little bigger and she's got your shoe, she's got it, you can trade for it, you can do something about it. So that's much better than running away with things. And she's doing that naturally, so encourage that.
Good girl. Yeah? What have you got?
And she is bringing it to me some of the time, so it's not like she's super resistant to it. It's just something that I would encourage and build.
Good girl.
Because she is very, very relationship oriented. She really cares about the interaction with me.
Good girl. Yeah.
And she's cute. She's bubbly and cute. She's got a good energy level. It's not spastic, but she's upbeat. She's very curious.
Let's see. Puppy, look at this. What's this? Yeah, look at this. You like the smells? I got smelly stuff. She says, ooh, that's too smelly. Maybe I'll try some. Here, do you want just a little sample? You gonna check it out yourself? What do you think about that? Is that yummy? Good girl.
So what happened there, she was just a little turned off because of the strong smell. So I broke off little tiny pieces to make it less overwhelming and gave it to her away from the food dish so that she would taste it and see if that it was in fact yummy and that she was in fact interested in it. She's not motivated by this enough. The toys are more interesting.
Look at this. There you go. Oh, try again. Good girl. Good job. You're so smart. Try again. You want to try again? Good girl. Good job. Want to try it one more time?
She's more interested in the interaction, the toys, the environment, all of the fun stuff than she is in this project here. It's not worth it to her to put a lot of energy into it. But she does like the food. So what that tells me is, unless she's just not hungry for some reason at all, but she was engaged enough with the food when I broke it off into little pieces, I think it's even just pushing this lid off is kind of turning her off the thing. She's just not interested in solving hard problems, which is fine. She's way more interested in social interaction and other things than she is in problem solving. And in a lot of respects, that can be good because that's not the puppy who's going to be obsessed with getting into the trash or whatever. It'll be easy to deter her from those things, just make it a little difficult, and she's going to go the easy route. It also suggests that in general, she's probably going to prefer the easier route in life. She doesn't like challenge, she doesn't like conflict, whereas some puppies really enjoy that. And again, that goes to a puppy that's mellow in general and easy to train. Biddable. She's going to want to please you. Good girl. And she really values that interaction and that relationship. That's the key thing for her. So this is just a super human-oriented puppy.
Oh, you're so cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and she's super aware, like even of changes in my voice tone, or if I suddenly say something a little louder or it echoes a little bit more in the room, she's very aware of me and changes in me. So she's probably going to be very empathetic and very responsive to your moods. So especially when she's young, that's a really, really good characteristic. When she's young, because I do think this is a pretty sweet, sensitive, gentle puppy overall, you're going to want to be careful that if you are in a bad mood, or you've had a bad day, or something else in the environment has frustrated you, or you drop something heavy on your toe and have the same response that everybody has, that's going to be a little intimidating to her most likely. So you're just going to want to be aware of that. And if it spills over and affects her, just reassure her after that happens, but do try to be conscious of it and repair the relationship. It's not going to permanently damage it or anything, but it will have an impact. It will stress her, and that's just unnecessary. As she grows up, she'll probably still stay sensitive to things like that, but she'll learn more that sometimes humans just have moods. This is just it's nice to have a puppy that's this human oriented and this relationship focused. It makes so many things easier, and she doesn't have any of the characteristics of a puppy that would be really challenging in any way. So I think she's just going to be a really human-centered, easy to live with puppy who's also got a little bit of energy, a little bit of bubbliness and curiosity about the environment. She's going to be really versatile in that sense. Let's see what she thinks about the scary stuff and the smells. She's very curious about everything I'm doing. She notices everything. This is a very observant puppy. So again, be a little bit aware of the things in the environment, including yourself, because she's picking up on every detail.
What do you think about this? Look at this. Ooh, strong smells again.
She doesn't love the strong smells. And that's how that translates to just day to day. And again, much more confident. She's avoiding the hard challenges. She likes this because it's grippier. Those are slipperier. She's gonna, I'm guessing, more likely climb up on that disc again or this because it has the texture. She's also smart enough to recognize where the other people in the room are. She remembered where the door is. She's not like a, you know, you're dumb as a blonde. I can say this, you're dumb blonde puppy. She's smart, but she's just not problem solving oriented. So that's good for living with. In training, it means it kind of makes her easier. Again, she's going to probably be fairly concrete and not make big abstractions. She also doesn't strike me as a super big single incident learner, which is a puppy that the first time you do anything, they learn good or bad. They've already formed a conclusion about it. She, I think, is going to be pretty flexible. You'll be able to change her mind using your attitude about things.
What you got?
And she's just looking at me like, what are we doing here? What do we do with all this stuff? She self-entertains pretty well, though, so that's kind of nice, too. For a puppy that's this human-focused, she's self-entertaining. I think she's going to like being, again, that's the grippier texture. She's going to like being in the room with her person. Like, if you're working from home, for example, I think she's going to want to be in the room with you. But I think self-entertaining and doing her own thing beside you is not going to be too much of a problem. Or you're tired after a long day at work and want to watch TV, that's going to be okay with her, as long as she has something to do near you.
What was that? What is that? That's a big noise. I know. Yeah, I know. I know. You want to think about it? Watch it from here. She says, okay, I need to reassess.
She's a little bit cautious. She's not bold. She's not fearful at all. She's not avoidant at all. She's cautious. There was a new thing. She doesn't know what it was. It threw her for a little bit of a loop because she doesn't understand it in this context. So she's going to go back to her person and sit right here till she figures it out. She's, again, I'm not seeing any fearfulness. There was no startle response really at all. It's a mental process thing. It was very much a, what is that? Gotta go where it's safe till I know what that is. So I'm going to bring it over here so she can sniff it. And I'm not going to shove it up in her face. I'm keeping it far enough away that she can choose. She's going to check it out. Even while she's checking it out, though, her footing, I'm needing to support her body so she feels secure in her footing. So she is definitely, it's that proprioceptive awareness. She definitely needs to build a little bit of confidence moving through the environment on her own. It would help her confidence in other areas. So again, that's really easy to work with. Just have her climb on stuff and reward her for doing it. Encourage her to do it by play, encourage her to do it with you, and make sure she doesn't have bad experiences. Don't encourage her to climb on something she's going to fall off of. So she just needs that pushed a little bit, because we know that it does directly link to confidence in other areas, and she's just a little unsure of herself in that regard. Nothing wrong with it, but something you can work on. So I've given her a second to process. I brought the thing over to let her see. She's still sniffing a lot, but I'm going to put her down now and see what she does.
There you go.
And that's exactly what I would like to see. A confident approach. She checked it out. It's not very interesting. And then she's coming back to me.
What did you think about that? That was a noisy can, huh? Yeah, I know.
She wants that reassurance, but again, no fear. So it's a factor of everything for her is falling in the context of her interactions and relationship with you, not her being super bold on her own. But at the same time, she's not the slightest bit fearful, hesitant, avoidant.
Good girl. What do you think?
And that, again, it makes for a puppy that's really easy to live with. You'll need to do a little confidence building while she's young. She's very curious. And by confidence building, I mean less like exposing her to new things and more sheltering her from bad experiences in the world, because if you're taking her out and about in general, not just keeping her in the house, that experience will build on its own. I just don't want her to have negative experiences, and if she does have them, really socially reassure her. Pick her up, coddle her, talk to her, tell her it's okay, and then go with her to check the thing out again and lead and show her through what you're doing that it's safe and fun and okay, because she's going to respond to that.
Whoa! That's a lot, huh? Yeah. What is that big thing? Look at this. What do you think?
And again, this is not it's an intelligent response. She's not, yes, she backed away from it, but this is an enormous umbrella that is very close to her that just came out of nowhere and did its thing, that she's never really seen this before. So this is not an over-the-top fearful response. This is a very natural, intelligent, normal way to think about the situation. She's assessing rather than shying away. And if I make it move suddenly, she goes back to assessing. But she's going to explore this, given enough time. In a minute, she'll be over here. I have no doubt. So I'm just going to let her sit with me and give her that minute to think about it. This is what she needs. If something in the environment spooks her, this is what she needs. And it's up here. She's thinking it through.
Good girl, what is that?
And then she looks at me to see what I think about it.
What is that thing? That's an umbrella. It's just an umbrella. It's just an umbrella. Yeah?
And she hasn't run away or anything.
No, she's not avoidant. She's thinking.
Yeah.
She's thinking and smelling and processing. And again, this is not. We tend to judge puppies that aren't all over the scary thing as being fearful or avoidant. But really, like, if this magnitude of scary suddenly appears in your environment, this is a more intelligent response to it. This, to back up, assess it, and decide if it's safe or not, to further go, is not fear. It's common sense.
Right.
You know, if a Sasquatch suddenly walked around the corner and you're standing there, you're not going to run up to the Sasquatch and say, wow, what are you? You're going to be like, whoa, is that a dude in a costume? What is this? Is this an actual Sasquatch? What is this thing? You're going to assess the situation and decide how to respond, and that's what she's doing. And we have to remember, too, that puppies at this age have very little experience in the world because they're so young. So she doesn't have a catalog of experience to draw from. So in the Sasquatch example, she doesn't know that could be a dude in a costume. That's like not even, she doesn't have the experience to know that yet. So it takes her a little bit to assess everything because she's got to think it through with very little.
Good girl, yeah. You want to go see it? Want to go see it? You're so smart. That's very brave. Good girl. Good girl.
And I just brought it a little closer to me so that she could stay closer to me when she explored it.
Good girl. That's so smart. You're so smart. What a good girl. What do you think about this thing? She says, it's weird. I don't know.
She's still sussing it out. She's learning right now. She's not avoiding, she's learning. And now she's distracted, and I don't want her to hit this by accident, so I'm going to move it.
And I guess plays her way to just resolve all of this. Yeah.
It's resolution, it's dissolving some stress. It's kind of the same thing as a shake-off, but now look how she's interacting with it, which is exactly what I would have expected from her. It helped to move it closer to me because it gave her more social support to interact with the thing, and social support is everything to her. And then me telling her, yes, interacting with it is good. She needs that feedback. She needs that information. And again, as her experience of the world grows, she's going to need less of that because she's going to learn. But at her core, her default responses are what we're looking at right now. That's really a big deal for her. So again, like, she's very confident. It's not a confidence issue at all. It's just the way she processes, and it's the fact that she's not independent. She really wants to know what her social person thinks about.
Yeah. Okay. And we need to do the stranger?
Yeah, the stranger, and then I can do the temper tantrum thing if you want.
No, she said we're looking just for a pet.
And I'm just being really careful with that because I don't want to start that process over again. So again, she's climbing over the gate right now, and that she's like, there's a new thing. What does she do? She comes back to me. And she didn't
come through the door.
Okay. So what that tells me, I took my hand off of her and stopped petting her on purpose because I wanted her to be more free to go out and feel more like she could and less likely to stay with me. But she did not like that. She wanted that additional reassurance. So that's what I'm seeing now is the response to me stopping petting her. So that tells me that at least while she's she wants the physical touch. It's the same as like the slightest variation in my voice, or if I stop talking to her and start talking to you on the video, she's aware of it. She wants that reassurance. She wants that contact. She wants that information. It's information to her. This is very important to this puppy. It's one of her core life values. And she's going to give it back to you as she gets older and gets more mature, which is really, it's a cool thing. She's a puppy that you're going to bond with emotionally really well. And I like that even though I still had my hand on her, she didn't just sink back into that for forever. She did her processy thing, and then she very confidently went out to explore. And it's not that it was a new person, it's that it was a sudden environmental change. It's like this wasn't in the environment, and now it is. Her greeting of the new person's almost identical to how she greeted me. So she's perfectly social. She's probably going to prefer her core people, but she's not going to have any problem with visitors. Again, like 2 key takeaways from this puppy. Don't overwhelm her. Let her have the processing time. If you're going to introduce visitors, preferably introduce them like not at a noisy party where everybody comes in really animated, but everybody's just kind of low key. As she grows, she'll get more experience. Her comfort level with stuff will increase. She'll be less easily overwhelmed. But she needs time to process overwhelm. And then give her that processing time and give her a lot of social support. And as long as she has those things, she's going to do really well. This is a puppy that I think you could take anywhere, should do fine in busy environments, as long as she has that processing moment. So you go to a brewery to hang out, that's totally fine. Just keep her on your lap until she starts doing this. Let her pace it. She will. And then she'll be totally fine in that situation. And the more experience she has in different situations, the quicker that processing time's going to get. And she'll get more and more outgoing as she gets older. But I do think she'll still always have a core, deep relationship with her person. But she's also social. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, absolutely. We're at 32 minutes.
Okay. She's good.
So do we do anything else, or are we good?
I think we're good, unless you have